Morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone, guys? Everyone's all right. Thank you so much. I'm good. Okay, Ji. Our today's topic is merger and acquisition. It's very, very important topic. Almost in every attempt, there is a question from merger and acquisition. So, what you need to learn in this topic? Obviously, first of all, you need to learn the valuation techniques. Valuation techniques are not that difficult. Individual valuation techniques. Famous valuation technique is asset back, net asset method, net asset method. I will request all of you to do read about the CIV model, calculated intangible value model. It's a different model. Normally students skip this, but do revise this CIV model. CIV is you will take your PBIT, target company PBIT. Target company is a company uh, of whom you are calculating the value. Calculating the target company PBIT, then identify target capital employed and multiply with the ROS of proxy company. Proxy ROS. ROS is return on capital employed. You take the proxy ROS or you will take the industry ROS. So idea is if industry is earning 20% on the capital and your capital is 1000, so your profit will be 200. And if you're earning 250 profit, that additional 50 is because of the intangible surplus profit. That surplus profit is because of the intangible. It is because of the intangible. Take its after tax value and then take its present value. Divide by WACC. That is the present value of intangible. It's a very simple model called the CIV, calculated intangible value. You should also learn the pros and cons of net asset method. Then P ratio method, price to cash flow ratio method. These two methods has already been tested in the exam. P ratio method is called the earning multiple. And price to cash flow is cash flow multiple. This can also be tested in the exam. Then next method is dividend variation model. And next is free cash flow to equity and free cash flow to firm. For free cash flow to equity, you will discount at cost of equity and it will directly calculate market value of equity. And for free cash flow to firm, you will take the WACC as a discount rate and it will calculate the market value of business. Then you will deduct the market value of debt to calculate market value of equity. That's how you will calculate. But these are very easy models. Idea is to calculate the combined market value. Combined market value after acquisition. It's also called the post acquisition value. Post acquisition value. So which method will be tested in post acquisition method? Post acquisition value. There are different methods. The most lengthy method is calculate combine FCFF Calculate combined WACC. Calculate combined market value of business. And then calculate post-acquisition equity by deducting the debt from market value of business minus combined debt. This has been tested in Pursuit Limited. Here, the challenge is to calculate the combined WACC. The rest of the question is fine. It's easy. Then combined market value of equity can be calculated using combined earning into group PE ratio. It can also be calculated using combined free cash flow to equity into group price to cash flow ratio. Or in a very simple way, it can also be calculated acquired equity plus target equity plus total synergy value. In SIGRA, question name is SIGRA. In SIGRA, this formula has been used. Total synergy. So that's how you will calculate the combined market value. And if combined market value is, if you're able to calculate the combined market value, then you calculate the shareholder gain and loss. Either you can use the table approach, or if you do not want to calculate the table approach, simply calculate for acquirer, compare the post-acquisition value with the pre-acquisition value, and then calculate the percentage gain. For I will, by the way, I will recommend the table approach, but you can also use this approach. For target, what you have offered, value offer and value of pre-acquisition value of target. Pre-acquisition value of target. Then calculate the percentage gain. What is important here? What is more important here? Important is, what is synergy? Synergy will be calculated combined market value of equity minus equity value of acquirer minus target equity value. This is pre-acquisition value. This is pre-acquisition value. This is post-acquisition value. And then divide this synergy into two parts. Firstly, give some part to the target company. Pay some part to target company. Whatever you pay to the target company, that will be called premium. Whatever you pay to the target company, that will be called premium. So total synergy minus premium paid is the value attributable to the acquirer. Value at it's a difficult English word, so student often confused in this. Value attributable to acquirer. And what is the value attributable to the target company? This one. That's how you will divide the gain into two parts. Okay. So that's the numericals. What you need to learn in theory. Assumptions of every model. Net asset, DBM, price to earning ratio, free cash to do equity, free cash to do funds. And special discussion on percentage gain and loss of every shareholder, of both shareholders. Then straightforward theory on uh, merger and acquisition, that especially organic, inorganic growth, very famous topic, synergies types and discussion. It's a very famous. Examiner often test this. Then why merger fail? It's a very famous topic. Why merger fails? Then, although there are other theory topics, I'm writing the important. Then defenses. Defenses are not that important, but it's a fancy topic. That's why I'm writing defenses. Advantage and disadvantage of cash offer, share offer, bond offer. Then takeover regulations. It's a very simple, straightforward theory, can be tested. You should know the terms of the takeover regulations. So that's how this complete topic can be tested. This is very important. And normally theory is linked with the scenario. So I have explained that from where topic can be tested, but I will insist that do solve all the important questions of this area, especially all latest questions, last 5 attempts. So why not the remaining attempts? You do not have enough time now. Like after 10 days, almost after 10 days, you have exam. So only solve the last 5 attempts. And out of those, by the way, we have solved all those. And out of those last 5 attempts, 2 questions, we will solve 2 questions in this revision session. One by today and one by tomorrow. So you will be having enough practice of merger and acquisition. Okay. Okay. I feel really stressed. Don't worry about that. Dekho, let me explain you about the stress. You exam like after 10 days, right? It's natural that you are stressed before the exam. What is unnatural? If there is no stress, if there is no tension, you are hanging out with the friends, you are watching movies on the Netflix, you have no tension. That is unnatural. If you have exam after 10 days, it is natural to be stressed. It is good for the student to be stressed like in these 10 days. Don't worry about that. You will put more energy in the studies. Seriously, take my advice for the exam. This is now very important for the next 2 minutes. In exam, when you start solving the paper, when you start solving the AFM exam, and if you feel that paper is difficult, if you feel that paper is tricky, if you feel that paper is lengthy, that is normal, that is natural, that is norm. Take a breath, take the assumption that I can do it and start solving the question. What is non-normal? What is unnatural? By looking at the paper, you will say, okay, I'm feeling out of the world. This is a very easy exam. That is not natural. फिर समझना कि कुछ गड़बड़. At that point, you should worry. It is normal that if you feel that paper is difficult, everybody else is feeling the same. So what you have to do, start solving the question. Wherever you stuck, take assumption and start solving the question. What is not normal? If you feel paper is easy, okay, I can do it. Let's take a break of 5 minutes, stretching the legs. I will do after 5 minutes. That is not normal. What is normal? By looking at the paper, if you feel stress, okay, that is okay. Okay, sir has told me that paper would be difficult, but I have to tackle it. सही है? So what you have to do? Okay, let me tell you. Tomorrow there was a match between Pakistan and Afghanistan. I'm talking about the cricket team. Those who don't know the cricket, please forgive me. So Afghanistan is very famous for its spin quality. They were very spin. They were very good spin cricketers. Okay, let's assume you are a Babar Azam. You are betting on that pitch, and one of the top bowler is bowling to you. So it is underlying assumption that bowler is difficult. But what should be your assumption? That I have to tackle it. I know he is difficult. I know he's a tricky bowler. I know he's a number one bowler. I have to deal with it. That should be your assumption. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेरे पे प्रेशर ही नहीं, आई हैव नो प्रेशर, जो भी आएगा मैं देखा जाएगा. Underlying is, what is the underlying assumption? I know they have this quality spin attack, but I have to deal with the situation. Similarly, AFM exam is the last exam, almost last exam of the ACCA. It should be difficult, but what is your assumption? Whatever the difficulty level of the paper, I have to tackle it. I will do it. That would be your stance. So whenever I face difficulty in life, I cannot deny the fact that difficulty is not there. I cannot close my eyes at that time, right? To avoid the terror. What I have to do, I have to face it. So that should be your approach. Time management is hardest part. Okay, so can you do a question on method of financing, particularly mix offer? I think in this question there is a in this question we have a financing financing offer. I will answer your question. Don't worry. Time management is hardest part for me on AFM. Can you please advise how can we manage time? Look, the perfect way to manage time is you have let's suppose you have 3 hours. You have to solve one question in 1.5 hour. Another question is 45 minutes. Another question in 45 minutes. Your clock is ticking. By the way, it will be maybe it will be a digital clock. Your clock will be ticking. For example, your exam is at 9 a.m. So while solving the question, do keep a watch on this clock. You have to finish first question number 1 in 1.5 hours. Yes, what we do, we normally spend more time on numerical and less time on theory. That's not the best approach. If you're solving, if you able to solve numerical first, then save time in theory and use the Excel shortcut. Use the Excel shortcuts to avoid, to save time in numericals, and try to finish question number 1 in 1.5 hours. Make that approach. Then try to finish question number 2 in 45 minutes. So what is the best approach to learn this? You have 10 days. in exam. Almost 10 days. Obviously it is like 11 or 12, but assume it is you have 10 days in exam. And you are going to solve, let's suppose 20 question in next 10 days. You have 10 days in the next tail exam, and you have an aim, objective to solve 20 question in next 10 days. Put a timer while solving these questions. Give yourself margin in first 3 questions. Like if question is at 25 marks and you are solving in like 60 minutes, 70 minutes, it's okay. Give yourself margin in first 3 questions. After 3 questions, after third question, your time should be less than the previous third question. Apply the learning curve. If you have taken like 70 minutes in first 3 questions, your fourth question should be in less than 70 minutes, like in 60 minutes. Fifth question should be less than 60 minutes, like 55 minutes. Your sixth question should be less than 55 minutes, like I'm assuming 50 minutes. If you're solving 45 marks question in 50 minutes during your practice time, that is okay. Even if you're solving in 55 minutes, that is okay. Because whatever the question you're solving now in 55 minutes in exam, you can able to do in 45 minutes. Because in preparation time, we have too many distractions. That's why it is okay. So that's the best time. So take a screenshot of this. Your aim objective is to solve 20 questions in the next 10 days and put a timer. Do not blame yourself for the first 3 questions. Start blaming yourself from the fourth question. And do not target the fourth question to solve in 45 minutes. Beat the previous target. Beat the previous timer. That should be your approach. And try to achieve at least 50 or less than 50 minutes to solve the 25 marks question. That's the best one, okay? Look, मैं क्वेश्चन के नाम ले सकता हूं. Which one is important one? It's very fancy to take the name, okay, solve this question, solve this question, solve this question. But it's very easy. So solve last 5 attempts. That's it. Now, for the next 10 days, solve last 5 attempts. If you're able to do that, increase the attempts. Last 6 attempts, last 7 attempts. That is okay. There is no need to solve the 2010, 2008, 2013 question now. Solve the latest past papers. Because paper will be tested in the latest past paper style, not the older one. Okay. So please open, guys. Please open the past paper which I have assigned you yesterday. Oxwick company. Okay, let's read the question. Discuss the non-executive director's view in relation to the Oxwick company acquisition strategy and the acquisition of Ludum company. Okay. B part, estimate using the data available, the equity value of the combination of Oxwick and Ludum, percentage gain in value, which would be gained by Oxwick company shareholder from the acquisition, concluding whether it will fulfill the expected shareholder requirement of 15% in gain in value. Then C part discuss the assumption made in calculation of part B. Okay, let's read the question. Oxwick is a listed fruit flavored soft drink manufacturer which has increased its profits significantly over the last few years and is looking to expand. Oxwick company directors have identified Ludem company as a potential target. Ludem is an unlisted family owned company. It produces a premium brand of soft drink, the Luderchart brand. Oxwick company directors are aware that the Luderchart brand is stocked in a number of retail outlets where Oxwick company drinks are not stocked. So you have a you can have a cross synergy benefits, cross marketing benefits. Assuming Ludem company is acquired, Oxwick company director believe that Oxwick company will be able to spend more on marketing the Luderchart brand than Ludem company has been able to spend, increasing sales significant. Okay, that means you will make more marketing of that product. You will be able to increase more sales compared to its original owner. It will also achieve other synergies which will increase value and justify the acquisition. However, one of the Oxwick company non-executive director believes that acquisition will be of no value to Oxwick company because it does not reduce risk. Okay. He feels that Oxwick company shareholder want the company to make acquisition which reduce risk and therefore increase company value. He believes that Oxwick company should therefore consider acquiring companies with different product stream or one or more of its supplier. Guys, do you agree with this statement? Anyone? Should we acquire that company which reduces the risk? Or this acquisition is okay? Partially agreed. That means you will discuss. This is okay. So this statement is true. Ah, one of the students is saying, sir, shareholder risk is already diversified as it's a listed company. Excellent point. Excellent point. And non-executive director is also saying that we should also acquire other company with different product stream. With different product stream. Is it okay to acquire the different product stream or we should acquire the same this Ludem company with a premium brand? Will acquiring the other company give us some benefits with different products? New products require new knowledge base. There will be diversification benefits, but new products will require new knowledge base. But diversification benefits is a discussion based topic. Cost saving in different product stream, will you save some cost? No, na? No. Yes. Okay. Is it okay to acquire the supplier? It has it has both benefits and disadvantage. Benefit is your supply side will be secure. You have enough raw material, inventory will be available. But what are the disadvantage of acquiring the supplier? If any one of you is doing the job, that person can answer. Cost will increase. One of the students is saying cost will increase. How cost will increase? Can you tell me how cost will increase? Increasing the supplier, I'm assuming that cost should decrease, and you are saying the cost will increase. Okay, let me explain. Comparative advantage will not be there. We do not have a we are buying from our own supplier. If there are like 5 suppliers are available, we have the advantage of negotiation the best price. But if now we have to buy only from one person, that comparative edge, that advantage of negotiation, that advantage of um, uh, getting the discounts, that will be lost. So it's a discussion based, right? So we will discuss in part A. Excellent, excellent. You all were excellent in responding the answers, by the way. That discussion is required in exam. Huh? Ludum profit have remained static during the past 3 years as it is an unlisted company. There is no information available about Ludum forecast cash flows. Oxwick has a 200 million shares in issue. Current market value is 11.52. Post-tax earning is 128. Ludum has 80 billion shares. Its most recent post-tax earning is 52. Assume that Ludum company valuation can be obtained by using Oxwick P ratio reduced by 40% to reflect Ludum company unlisted status. Okay. Post-tax cash flows for the first year of the combined company are estimated to be 270. These are estimated to increase by following percentage. Tax allowable deficit is due to be equivalent to the amount of investment needed to maintain a current operation. However, an additional investment is required 28 million year one. In 2 to 4, it is $0.8 for every $1 rise in post-tax cash flows. Okay. After 4 years, the annual growth rate of the free cash flow is 5%. It is assumed that there will be no additional capital investment from year 5 on. Combined company cost of capital is 12%. It is expected that combined company debt equity ratio is 2:80 in terms of market value. Director of Oxwick company assumed that shareholder of Ludum company will require a 15% premium on the fair value of their shares. To satisfy their own shareholders, Oxwick company director believe the acquisition should result in a minimum gain to their shareholder of at least 15%. So gain should be at least of 15%. Now let me solve the both parts. Let's solve the A part first. Let's solve the A part first. Then we will solve the B part. Discuss the non-executive director views in relation to the Oxwick company acquisition strategy. Okay. Number one is acquisition strategy and the acquisition of Ludum. By the way, what was he saying? No value to the Oxwick because it does not reduce risk. Shareholder want the company to make acquisition will reduce the risks. Views about shareholder, views about different product stream, and views about. Okay. Let me explain it. First of all, views about shareholders. So director is saying director believes that acquisition should result in reduction of risk to increase value of company for shareholders. That was the belief of the director. Diversification can be achieved by investing in a different product stream or acquiring supplier. That was the idea of the director. If company able to reduce the risk, it will reduce required return and increase the company value. So that was the belief of the director. Now you have to discuss it. However, it should be noted that Oxwick is a listed company and in theory always suggest that majority of listed company shareholders are already diversified and they have already diversified their wealth by investing in different companies. So shareholder may not agree to this point as investing in different stream product may increase the cost or acquiring supplier may not give proper benefits as company may lose discount advantages. Okay. Next is then you will write. By the way, you can avoid this. You can avoid this last line because we have to discuss it in detail. What are the other views? Requirement is acquisition of Ludden company, and you can also discuss acquisition of supplier. Make a heading and write this last line here. Last line here. Acquiring supplier may not give proper benefits as company may lose discount advantages. After acquiring supplier, Oxwick only have to buy from this company. Oxwick will lose negotiation edge as previously Oxwick can negotiate with number of different suppliers and get minimum cost. Okay. Then you can give the heading acquisition of, because in the requirement you also have to discuss acquisition of load income. Acquisition of load income. Acquisition of load income is in same line of business and offering premium brand and market. Ludum product are available in those outlets where Oxwick products are not available. By acquiring that company, Oxwick can take the advantage of market its product in all stores, all popular stores where Ludum products are available. Okay. You can write this. Yes. Can we use a term like horizontal integration, vertical integration instead of writing acquisition supplier? Yes, we can write that. That is more professional. Excellent. It's a horizontal integration. Okay. Acquiring Ludum is horizontal integration. Which will result in benefits of economies of scale, reduction in cost, greater market share, and exerting more power and soft drink market. Okay, that's the best way to answer. Look, I have written like 3 paragraphs on the requirement of 5 number. So do not write 5 lines there. It's a request. You should write enough that you are out of words. इतना लिखोगे आपके पास words ना मिले. Okay. Now let's move to the B part. Equity value of the combined company. Equity value of the combined company. Part B, combined company valuation. Okay. Combined company valuation. First of all, calculate the value of the individual companies. So what is the Oxwick company value? Oxwick current value. Oxwick has a current value of 11.52. Number of shares are 200. Shares in million 200. Market value per share 11.52. So total value is 200 into 11.52. Okay. 11.5. Then calculate the PE ratio. Earnings are 128 million. PE ratio is market value over earnings, 18. So now calculate the Ludum company value. Ludum earning is 52 million. Ludum earning is 52 million. So suitable PE ratio for Ludum valuation. It should be 40% less than, by using the Oxwick company PE ratio, reduced by 40%. So its valuation will be 52 into 10.8, 561.6. Okay. Now let's calculate the combined value. Now let's calculate the combined value. Combined cash flows are given. How many years? These are of 4 years. So write the $ million years. 1, 2, 3, 4. Post-tax cash flows of the first year. Post-tax cash flows are given. Post-tax cash flows of first year is 270 million. And next year it will increase by 12%. And next year it will increase by 10%. And next year it will increase by 7%. Then depreciation and investment are same, but additional investment is 28 million in year 1. And it will increase by 0.8 for every $1 rise in post-tax cash flow. Change of cash flows into 0.8. Free cash flows. Nothing else is mentioned. No working capital, no depreciation because depreciation is equal to capex. Okay. Then after 4 year growth rate is 5% for the foreseeable future. And it is assumed that there will be no additional capital investment from year 5 onwards. And combined cost of capital is 12%. Okay, present value of first 4 years. NPV 12%, comma, select all cash flows. 870 million is the answer. Then present value of year 5 onwards. Here is a catch, guys. It is written after 4 years. There will be no additional capital investment from year 5 onwards. There will be no additional investment. So that means after 5 years, this cash flow will remain, this cash flow will increase, not the net cash flow. Before the additional investment, the post-tax cash flow will increase for the foreseeable future. And what is the growth? Growth is 5%. So I will take this cash flow into 1.05 divided by 12% minus 5%, 5338. Okay. And then multiply it with a discount factor of 4th year. 1.12 raised to power minus 4. 3392. Combined business value. $4,263. Okay, this is the combined business value. I need equity value. Post acquisition equity value. Remember, it is written post acquisition debt is 20%, equity is 80%. So equity is 80%. 3410. 3410. Okay, 3410. So now calculate the total synergy. Let me write the value of Oxwick again. Let me write the value of Ludum company. Now the total synergy. This value minus this, 545. So Ludum company require at least 15%. So premium paid to Ludum. So they want 15%. So all the remaining benefits will be attributable to Oxwick. $460 almost. So the percentage gain is 460 divided by what is the previous value of the Oxwick? 2304. 20%. So I think they will be happy, right? They will be happy. Ludum company will receive 15% share, 15% gain as premium on this acquisition. After distributing Ludum share, Oxwick shareholders will receive 20% gain, which is greater than their expectation. What they were expecting like 15%, but they are getting 20%. No, 15%. Minimum gain to their shareholder of at least 15%. Okay. Last part is discuss the assumption made in the calculation part. So now you need to discuss the assumption. So anyone can highlight the assumption, any assumption. Discuss the assumption. By the way, I'm writing assumption here because cells are not properly working. Part C, na? Assumptions in valuation. Many assumptions. First is discussion of 40% cut in PE ratio. Okay, it is okay to list. It is okay to calculate the value of unlisted company. It is okay to calculate the value of unlisted company using PE ratio of listed company. But if you are cutting it down by 40%, that is subjective. That is subjective. It is subjective. I am just writing the key points. You will write it. Yeah, right? Yes. It is subjective on what basis? 40% cut is used. Excellent. It's a good point, by the way. Any other points? Growth. Growth will remain at 5% in perpetuity. Considering the fact, now this is interesting. Considering the fact that company is not investing in capex. This is interesting, right? You are growing, but you are not investing in capex. Assumption of no capex after year 4 is unrealistic. Why it is unrealistic? Because in few years, all the previous assets will be depreciated. So what you will do? You will run without assets? That is not possible. By the way, guys, I'm just writing it. I'm just writing the key points. You have to discuss it. You cannot write in bullet points. Okay, I'm just discussing it for you people. Sorry, I'm just writing the key points for you people. You need to discuss it. You cannot write the bullet points. It's a request. It's a humble request. Okay, there is a very interesting point, sir. Why we cannot write in bullet points? Because of this word. Can you see it? Can you see the highlighted word? क्या मतलब है इसका? What is the meaning of this? Discuss. If you write the bullet point instead of writing the paragraph, examiner will load the gun and will put a bullet from England, and it will straightforward come to your head by sitting in Pakistan. Okay. So if you write bullets, examiner will put bullet in your head. So bullet नहीं लिखनी मेहरबानी. Okay. गलत है कि look, Ali, look. What is the meaning of discuss? And whenever there is a word of discussion, you need to make a paragraph. Maximum you can put the headings. Then again, after putting the heading, you have to write in paragraph. Instead of writing in bullets, make the heading and write in brief paragraphs. You have done, by the way, you have done a fantastic job by asking this question. I'm requesting to all of you, please, whenever the word discussion, explain, elaborate, never write in bullet points. Make a heading and explain in paragraph. Okay, by the way, we started our discussion in okay, एक किसी ने पूछा है जी, sir, can we make short points initially and then can we, like, he's asking that can we make short points as heading, then after that we can explain it? Yes, obviously. Okay, another student has asked a very interesting question. Sir, if examiner asks to write in bullets, then what we will do? then write in bullet point. Then ignore me. And by the way, examiner will never do that. Why? Because in professional in professional life, there is no such thing like bullet points. Professional mode of communication, you have to explain it. Okay. Bullet point is like last resort. You only have 2 minutes available and you have so much to write, then you can obviously write in bullet points. वो हो सकता है. Okay. Okay, by the way, please tell me another assumption. Growth, CAPM, discussion. What else? Chapter structure. By the way, yes, I will write these points as well. By the way, no information is given on post-tax cash flows. You can raise question here that how on what basis these have been calculated. 12% combined cost of capital is being used, and on what basis it has been calculated, it is not given. Whether it has correctly considers the beta or risk of combined company or not, you have no idea. Combined back is assumed and is given. You have no information that how it has been calculated. Okay. There was one student, he was saying that Ludum is asking for 15% premium. Is it standard for all acquisition? No. It is given that Ludum will be agree on 15% premium. It is not that case. Obviously, Ludum will look at the acquirer. If acquirer is a big company, if economy is changing, if economy is prospering, Ludum will definitely require more return. So Ludum is asking for 15% premium for all cases. That may not be the case. If economic situation is better, if economy is prospering, if acquirer is better, definitely the target company shareholders will demand more. Guys, are you getting this point? If post acquisition value is greater, is better, is lucrative, target will demand more return. For example, you have a land available near to the road, and one of your friend is acquiring that land. You are willing to sell, for example, at 100 million. But if you came to know that one of the top 5-star hotel is going to acquire that land, you will not sell for 100 million. You will increase the price, because you are now saying that on your land they will build a 5-star hotel. So that's why your demand will increase. So similarly, Ludum is asking for 15% premium. No, Ludum shareholder will demand more if they see the better prospects. ठीक है, बात समझ आई है ये? Guys, getting this point? Okay, जी, perfect. Now let's have a look at your answers. If somebody has submitted, give me a minute. Okay, we have a good number of assignments today, by the way. Let me download all. So I will take a minute, guys. Okay, one more point. Assumed all values are accurate, many uncertainties surrounding the acquisition exist, and the methods such as sensitivity analysis and simulation should be used to enhance your answer, to enhance the valuation. Yes, you're right. because assuming the data is given is reasonable, still there are many uncertainties in the practical world. If inflation changes, if reaction of the shareholders changes, if the retail outlets does not give space to the Oxwick company shares. So at that time you can use the answer. At that time you can use the sensitivity. You can write this point. This is a good point by the way. Okay, guys, I have got the answer post-tax 12%. Okay, you have done this mistake. You have used this cash flow. You should be using this cash flow. I think that's a mistake. First, for cash flow, present value, excellent. By the way, on you have done only this mistake. Rest is fine. Okay, how this is possible? Okay, 15%, 3 to 6, and by the way, what we have got, what is the value? Combined value is 3410, and he is getting 3268. That's why Oxwick answer is lower. Otherwise, the answer is as it is stated that director of a company assume that shareholder loading company require 15% premium on the fair value of the shares. In this case, through this calculation, shareholder loading company will gain 15%. Whereas Oxwick company director believe that acquisition should result in a minimum gain to their shareholder 15. By this calculation shows that they will not achieve 15% gain. In fact, they will achieve near to 15, but somehow minor lower gain. Okay, which is okay. So what will happen? Also write that what will happen. Oxwick will not agree to this. You should write this. But by the way, your examiner will deduct mark only here. Examiner will give you marks even. Examiner will give you marks on your discussion. Even your discussion is on the wrong calculation. You will get marks on this discussion. I know this is wrong. Correct answer is 20%. But you will still get the marks. Examiner will deduct only 1 mark here. For all the remaining parts, you will get the marks. This is excellent, right? I think the same student has done the okay, part A, there are 3 types of merger acquisition: horizontal, vertical, conglomerate, Oxford strategy. Which operation of both companies are closely linked. Industry. More revenue synergy due to increased market power. More cash reserves. It was written that Oxford has more cash reserve, by the way. Is it written in the question? ये कहाँ से लिख दिया भैया आपने? Cash reserve. They write a line. Okay, you have taken this point, I think. Okay. So by will also able to use cash reserve to fund its expansion, cash slack and produce financial synergies. Non-executive director more non-executive director more focus on congruent director because he believes that No, this is not possible. In This is not possible. But as it is stated, the Oxwick company is a listed entity. It's not clear whether it have an individual or institutional shareholder. There are individual shareholders, then company allowed, but if there are institutional shareholder, then it may not. Uh, जरूरी नहीं है. It is not the case. Even in the listed company, individual investors are well diversified. So make a point for listed company, shareholders are already diversified. Okay, assumption, it is assumed that all figures are such a profit versus company. It is assumed that combined cost of capital. Okay, by the way, these are correct. Just do one favor. Remove these numbers. You are already writing a paragraph. You are explaining it. This is not a bullet point. This is a proper explanation. So just remove these numbers. Rest is fine. Okay. Good. In this case, they have used P Republic Company, name of Company. Excellent. Good. Excellent. By the way, it's a good written answer. There is no need to write off this rail option. You can write this that no additional capital investment is required from year 5 onwards. So it is not justifiable to support the growth. Huh? But overall, it's a good written answer. You have written 11 paragraph here. And in an exam, if you able to write even half of this, you can still get, inshallah, the full marks. Excellent. Okay, let me open the next answer. Okay, the post-tax cash flows. This is okay. This is okay. Excellent. Okay, this student has done the exact calculation, 20% gain, discussion. Okay. What about the theory? Let me open its theory part. One of the Oxwick company non-executive believes that acquisition will be of no value. It does not reduce the unsystematic. However, it is assumed that investors as a company are rational and already excellent. The non-executive believe that Oxwick company should consider acquiring one or more its supplier and not have to worry about the which will in turn make the operation more efficient. It is worth mentioning that it will also increase the cost. Good point. It does not seem reasonable to assume that acquisition loading company will have no value because while they may be in the same industry, the product two seem to be different. It also not that loading company brand is stocked in a number of retailers and not open to excellent. It would be fair to assume that synergy will be achieved by the acquisition. The resources and expertise will okay. It's a good point. I think you do not have solved the last point, but whatever you have solved, it's good. Impressive. Let me to open another assignment. A part, investment as it manufacturing same product. We think the Oxwick company should diversify another product stream. However, the company may not have the required skills. Excellent. Acquisition not reducing as long as the shareholder wealth has been increased by 20% with the acquisition order. Okay. But do mention that, sorry, but do mention that the shareholders have already diversified their wealth. Okay. The one point is missing. You haven't done discussion on Ludum. I think you have written this point, but I think it's little less. Please explain it more. Okay, the answer is right here. 20%. 40%. Also assume that there will be no capital investment filter perpetuity. Free cash to grow, there also needs to be investigated as change in financial income risk and effect. Okay, these are good points. I believe you have written in paragraph. I believe this. But you can write more. You can write more here. But overall, it is good. Okay, let me open another assignment. Today I have received many assignments by the way. Okay, this is another version of the answer. Okay, please, it's a request. I'm not naming the student. Do not write even in this way. Make small paragraph. Make small paragraph. Make small paragraph. Like it is now, it is more readable compared to the last one. Non-director executive of Oxwick. It's not Oxwick. Come on. The companies which reduce the risk for its existing shareholder rather than make acquisition. The non-director said is that Oxwick should acquire company that will increase the value. In simple words, NED, non-executive director, is of the view that company should acquire company with low gearing ratio such that lower debt in the combined company would result in higher value. Okay. By the way, he has not given the indication about the lower debt. With different product stream, although acquiring supply would be beneficial at one time, we need to ensure the future growth process of combined company will the acquisition of the company beneficial shareholder. Not all shareholders are risk averse and such that there may be shareholders who find the acquisition in the best interest. Premium brand is ordering and the brand is tagged the number of retail. It would be such to retail outlets. Okay, good. Who says? He is adopting a risk averse strategy to cope with acquisition where his aim is to reduce risk. He seems to achieve the objective maximizing shareholder. Okay. Do not write the bullet. Remove the bullet points and write in paragraph. Post-acquisition earning of 270 million seems to be significantly higher than the sum of the individual earnings of both companies. Huh? I think you have written. Okay. Okay. Combined, what is the combined earning? 128 plus 52. 180 million. I think you're talking about post-tax cash flows. So post-tax cash flow will be different from the earnings, na? These are post-tax cash flows. These are earnings. Earnings में नॉन कैश डिडक्ट हुआ होता है. Okay. Trade inflation is assumed to be the same as mentioned in the scenario. However, any change in economic situation will change the inflation rate. You will not get any mark for this. It is assumed that cost of capital is 12%. You will not get any mark. You have to challenge the assumption. On what basis it is written? Like the above one is correct. Growth of 5% from year 5 onwards has been assumed to stay constant, whereas this could not be the case. Although you haven't explained it, but still your intention is to challenge the assumption. Okay. Okay. Acquiring different product line of business can diversify the business in a greater way and could reduce risk. This reduction of risk can reduce the cost of debt and hence increase the shareholder value. However, Oxwick company is a listed company, therefore its shareholders are already diversified. In this, diversification should be the primary concern. In this case, diversification should not be the primary concern of Oxwick. Shareholder makes it more risk if it gives them a higher return. The company is providing additional value to shareholder. In addition, acquiring some class of business can create greater efficiency. People on this business sector can operate business more smoothly than operating in different. Loading company operating in many stores. Okay, this is good by the way. Okay, this is okay. 42633410 answer are correct. Growth is feasible and it will be 5%. Growth in foreseeable future is 5%. A major part of concern for this question is how company has estimated growth 5%. And they're giving huge NPV after 5 years. The assumption of inflation and growth in several percent in each year from year to 4 also need to be justified. No data has been provided. All of these are estimated. Calculation of post-tax cash flow is showing huge cash inflow in year 1 and onwards. Detailed breakdown working required to justify assumption. Excellent. Assumption of inflation and growth in each year from year to 4 also need to be justified. No data has been provided. WACC has been considered 12%. How this figure has been arrived need to be justified. Oxwick company may perform. It also has assumed that capital investment needed up to 4 years. No capital assumption. Capital investment taken after 4 years could have been decreased our net cash flow in year future. Okay. By the way, this is correct. This is right. All the points are relevant and to the point. Excellent. So I think all the answers are almost all the answers are good written. Huh? Give me 1 minute. I'm almost reaching the last assignments. Non-executive director of Oxwick believes that acquisition will not add value as it is not reducing the risk and company should invest in a company which is diverse product stream. Rodon company is a well-established premium brand having sales reach and consumer preference in retail outlets. Being the same soft drink manufacturer sector, Oxwick company can help in marketing in a better value, adding to more cost saving. Having same products can. Okay. By the way, it is not clear in this discussion that you want to support the non-executive directors or you want to support the acquisition of Ludum company. Point discussion is okay, but you're not writing your preference where you want to move. Either you are supporting non-executive director or you're supporting the Ludum company. think I have done that now. Okay, this is another question. Okay. Okay. I'm asking a question. I'm asking a simple question from all of you who are online. Will this paper get marks? Do read this highlighted cell. Obviously, examiner will give some marks, but will it get the fully potential marks or the average marks or below average marks? What is the problem in this discussion? नो पैराग्राफिंग नहीं, ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. This student has just copied all the information from scenario and write it. You will not get marks on this. It is assumed that cost of capital is 12%. You will not get marks on this. You have to challenge it. No explanation, no linking, no skepticism, no acumen. You haven't challenged the assumption. No, skepticism is missing. You haven't written that, like I have written, and many of other students have written that company is not doing capital expenditure after 5 years. So it is not financially feasible. That is commercial acumen. You're writing that it is not feasible. Company is growing at a rate of 5% till perpetuity. 5% growth is very high. Till perpetuity. So you are asking the question. That is commercial acumen. If you are raising question on the financial viability, that is acumen. If you're challenging the assumption, that is skepticism. So that's why whoever written this paragraph, it's a request. Challenge the assumption. Raise question, that is skepticism. Challenge the viability of the assumption, that is acumen. How much marks will they give? Like out of 5, if the student get 2 marks, that will be more than enough. He will be blessed if he get the 2 marks. There is a reason, huh? Like cost of capital is 12%, correctly reflects the risk faced by the combined company. How on earth this is possible? How do you know that? Please tell me. Cost of capital is 12%, correctly reflects the risk faced by the combined company. Are you the examiner? Were you sitting with the examiner when the examiner was making this question? That 12% is okay. Oh, bhai, kaise okay hai? How do you know that 12% is correctly reflects the risk faced by the company? I am saying that challenge the assumption and you are saying, okay, sir, I'm satisfied. Okay, everything is fine. Right? Guys, are you getting this? I haven't named the student, but obviously I want you to be the perfect one. Huh? So I want you to clear the exam. So that's why I'm explaining that how to improve it. This is the exercise which we are doing in these live classes. Okay. So tomorrow assignment is to solve the question number 1 of March, June 2023. Tomorrow assignment is to solve question number 1 of March, June 2023. Tomorrow class is at 8 o'clock. PM park time. Part A is like it is on the merger side. Take care. Okay, Allah Hafiz.